All right, I believe we are live.
This is problematic.
Good evening. How's it going, guys? We just want to do a quick special show because the Warmasters AOS ETC team tournament's coming up. So we want to do the live draw and maybe talk about some pairings and the event a little bit. So as usual, I'm your host, Chris, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr.
Me, Darren.
He doesn't like being called co-host. That's why he's so salty there. And our special guest,
Hey, I don't have to like blur out my background.
Well, it's just the new feature, so I was doing it. So Skype has a new feature you can blur out your background. So, and we have joining us from Cambridge, Mr.
John Green, back by popular demand.
And the number one Raptors fan in the entire world.
Right, we call wargaming. Right. And
Darren's easily number 3 Raptors fan in the world.
Yeah.
Definitely not number 1. Okay, so I'm going to hand it off to you guys. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Warmasters, what it is?
Okay, all right. So we and I had a crappy idea. Decided to try and launch it off. Was AOS ETC team-based event. And after Canhammer Team last year, there was a lot of demand for running an AOS version. So we decided to run with it. And I don't know how many months it is later, almost a year later, here we go. So in 1 week from now, AOS ETC, 16 teams facing off in Guelph. It's going to be hot time.
Did they actually have a team format in the actual ETC for AOS?
There is an AOS ETC. The pack was not ready, so we borrowed a pack from, I think it's called Blood and Glory, Blood Tithe, and it's basically it's people that were helping form the ETC, and it is basically the ETC pack before it was officially released.
Right on. So people that don't know what the ETC is a giant tournament in Europe where each country gets one team to represent them, and then they play, obviously, for the title. It's different from a normal tournament in that you have teams, and you still play your games as singles, but you match up and things like that.
Yes, guy.
Yes, guy. Okay, so I guess what everybody wants to see is, do you guys want to do the live draw first?
Yes, we'll do the live draw.
Or you want to do pairing example
This is why people are here. What's that,
sorry? Let's do the pairing first while we have their attention.
All right, we'll do the pairings first. Okay. So one of the things I've gotten a few questions as sort of the person that's heading up leading this has been how to pair properly. Now, some people have played in the 40K events or in our previous fantasy events back when 8th edition was a thing, and they understand the pairing process, but there's quite a few new people that haven't seen it. So Chris and I are going to go through a pairing demonstration for the group, for everybody on the stream. So Chris has got his team, and we're going to go through the exercise. I've actually picked Team Sexy back here. So
team losing. Team going to lose. We should say, so each team is made up of 4 players, and when you go to match, you do a card, one for each of your armies. So I have here Idona Deepkin, Order Draconis, Flesh Eater Courts, and Fire Slayers for my team. So these represent a player on our team, and we're going to try to match them against players on, in this case, Terrible Sexy Back team.
It was weird that there was no Sexy Back at Canhammer Team this year. That was weird. Now it just hit me.
All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick one person on your team to go up first. They're going to be, your guinea pig. There's different strategies around this. You can put your best player up. You can put your worst player up. There's different reasons for doing it, but for the purposes of pairing, we're just going to put up a team first. So I've got my player. Chris has got his player. We don't show who it is. And all of a sudden, we turn him around and say, who you got? So I have Richard Joshua, and he is playing something painted really cool.
And I have Flesh Eater Courts, which is Will Paul.
Okay. All right.
Now what we do is each one of us puts 2 players that we want to fight that player.
Yes, absolutely. So I got my 2 players right here.
Me
They're
too.
going to play those Flesh Eater Courts, or one of them is going to end up playing those Flesh Eater Courts.
So I'm going to put Fire Slayers and Order Draconis forward.
All right, I'm going to put Joe Duca, and he's playing something sexy.
I disagree. Oh, he froze.
Uh-oh.
Is he coming back?
Shout out to Raul 778, which is, I assume, Raul. Shock from Conquest, Dream Team.
Right.
So
Skype has an autocorrect feature, and it's whenever they say sexy back, it says sexist. If you okay, so we've lost John. Is he coming?
No, I don't see anything.
Okay, so I guess like do you want to continue with the example?
Sure. So he had Joe, and I'm assuming he's going to put down the best player in the world, Ilko, against your Flesh Eater Quartz. So then Joe's playing Stormcast, and Ilko's playing Sylvaneth.
Yeah, so now our Flesh Eater Quartz player would pick between Ilko or Joe Duca.
That's right.
So we're going to pick Joe Duca. Sorry, he took over for you. We took over for you because you froze.
Yeah, because no matter how many times you reboot your computer before starting the Skype session, Skype, of course, obviously going to crash, right?
It's the most stable telecommunications VoIP platform in the world, man. And it's so stable. Oh my god.
Run by Microsoft.
Okay, so he put Ilko and you guys put Ilko and Joe Duca to fight our FEC. Yeah. So our FEC, now normally you would do this with cards, you can't really do that. Our FEC player's going to pick Joe Duca because he wants the easy win.
Yeah, there you go. And Richard is going to pick your Order Draconis because he wants it.
So that leaves our Fire Slayer player on the table and then one card in our hand each, right?
Yeah.
So then our hand...
Yes, the card in your hand is going to play Ilko.
Yeah.
You can pick him, right? And then Hui, who's playing something garbage, is going to play
Fire Slayers.
Your Fire Slayers.
Which was the one on the table. So that'd be a free win for the Fire Slayers.
Easy wins. So that is how you pair. My apologies for the unplanned interruption.
We live in the garbage.
So that is the same as 40k pairing.
It's different because the 40k does hands to hands.
Yeah.
But it's also different because we're only doing 4. So the pairing really changes once you get above 4 players per team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this way is more tactical because you only get to do the one drop. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go on to the live draw, see who's playing who. So I should say, hopefully my team gets an easy win or a really hard game, round 1. Come on.
All right. So what I've done is just for complete transparency, I'm in, as you can probably tell, I'm in my basement right now, and I found this old bag, and it's got like 90s technology in it, which is crazy. Like when was the last time you saw this iPod? Like, holy crap. So I'm going to draw my names out of this bag. Mix them up without looking.
You should turn off your blur background. It's messing with the cards.
It's janky.
Here we go. Blur background coming off.
Oh,
oh my god! I'm gonna cut this.
Unfinished basement, away from screaming children and televisions. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
So what we did, so we'll explain what we did. We took a bunch of the Toronto teams, and we is going to draw the Toronto, basically teams that are in predominantly the GTA. There's still a couple of GTA teams in my collection as well, but that should avoid teams that play each other regularly having to match up against each other in the first round. So, for example, there are 4 Conquest teams. This will ensure Conquest teams don't play each other, at least in the first round.
Rahul's getting greedy.
Yes.
We're finishing 1 through 4, baby. Run to the table. Run the table.
All right. So the first team out of the bag is Get Fact.
It's London.
These guys. The infamous. All right. They got out of the...
Why is that not a Raptors hat?
Hey. It's going to be black, you know? Like,
we're not all bandwagon jumpers, Darren. I saw you with the Golden State hat on last year.
Oh. All right. Get Fact.
You picked like 4 names.
Mississauga Battle Bros.
Oh!
John
Ho.
With his badly based army.
Shots fired.
Any predictions?
I don't know. Get Back. I mean, I don't know. Do they have that juice out that way or what?
No, he doesn't play this.
Then I'm gonna go to the Battle Bros.
Okay. I'll go with Get Fact. They seem really eager to join this year, so I'm going to go with them.
Okay. All right. I'll say this one.
All right, ready?
Toronto. Let's see it. We got Who you got? Sexy back has got. Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, loser backs.
Is Jeff Brown on this team?
No, he's not. He's on drunken rejects.
All right, you got Phoenix, aka Semi-Pro.
Oh, Ronald's team.
Ronald.
Oh.
What a guy.
Nice.
Foregone conclusion, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Ron's team. 100%.
80.
9,900%. There you go. They're gonna win so big that you're not gonna play anyone else.
It's Chris Mallink, Ron, and Co.
Greg Evers. And Bill, right?
And Bill. I'm taking Bill. Bill for the win.
They'll win.
Ron coming up to CCBB. Come on, Ron.
Greg's got those gamer instincts in him still, so.
Yeah. All right, here we go. X-Planet.
Oh.
So that's what Lionel's team?
Isn't that a strip club in Montreal?
No.
Oh. Possibly. Okay, we have. Oh yeah, I can't pronounce these names. Conquest Regal. Regal? Is that how you say it?
Regal? Is that like the dragon from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
That's right.
Guess who doesn't watch Game of Thrones here?
Yeah.
I haven't done season 8 yet, so.
I don't watch Lord of the Rings knockoffs.
You can skip season 8 and it'll still be Game of Thrones will still be good for you.
Okay, fine.
All right, Wee, you're up.
All right.
So who's gonna win that one? You think?
It was
Those guys play a lot.
X-Planet's pretty good though. I'm
sure. They are.
But Conquest, I'm gonna have to go. I run with Conquest all day, baby. So. Conquest.
All right, I'll go with Conquest as well. I'm going with Conquest.
I'll pick X-Planet just to be different.
All right.
Just to be different.
Now the question is, who does the Drunken Dreadnoughts play?
Oh!
Ooh, whoever it is gonna lose turn 1, I think. If it's us, we're out, buddy.
Oh, easy win for Forbes 400.
You think so? I think it's the other way around. That's Curtis's team, man. They're gonna be legit.
They are. Forbes 400.
Forbes 400. Take the underdog. Forbes 400 all day, baby.
Yes.
I can't pick them. No.
Come on, we have Sukert.
No.
We've got Sukert.
He doesn't know how to play. He doesn't even know how to play. He asked me, he's like, what chess clock should I buy? Because I'm worried that I'm going to be so slow, I need to keep myself accountable. I was like, then you don't want to buy a chess clock, dude. It's the other way around, bro. You got to go in there pretending like you're going to be fast and then just be really slow.
Yeah, that's it. All right, does Mike go first?
Yeah, you're going.
One of you guys is writing this down, right?
Tri-City Rollers.
Who's that one again?
This is local to Kitchener-Waterloo.
Ooh.
These guys play predominantly out of the Warhammer. These guys play predominantly out of the Warhammer store in Kitchener.
I think did we lose you? Hello?
Oh, no, we lost we. Just pull a name up, we.
Sorry, I think I lost you guys. Hello?
Can you hear us now?
There you go.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Crappy Toronto internet.
I know.
Yeah, you guys are brutal.
So ghetto.
I live in the middle of nowhere,
so ghetto.
Because you have to share your internet with only one other house in the.
I was gonna say the horse down the street from Chris doesn't know how the internet works.
Whoever you drew has to play Lords of War.
Lords of War versus the Tri-City Rollers.
There we go.
My money's on Tri-City.
I'm gonna have to support the Sly man.
Yeah, it's a safe choice you're going with, but I'm gonna live dangerously for this one.
I like to live dangerously.
Okay, next up.
There's only 2 left.
What? No. Are you serious? You're just messing with me.
There's 2 left.
There's not.
There is. You should have 1 more left.
Dragon. No, I don't.
You're missing one of the Conquest teams.
I'm not.
Doesn't matter. Whoever they are, play. Whoever's not.
Conquest.
All right, here we go. Sword and Board Originals.
There we go. The original.
Chris, your team hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah,
Nope.
so I only have 1 name left, and it's Team Canthammer.
No, man.
Dude, you want to borrow my shirt with your face on it?
Oh, what are you talking about? John, you're messed up. You must have one more.
I don't. I do. I have one more left. It's Team Canhammer. That's it, man.
No, man. I got Conquest and Drunken Rejects.
My mistake. I do have 2 left, so I'm going to draw these back. See, I'm just playing with you.
Get the
Just calling you out.
So ghetto. This is so unprofessional.
I know.
So
I know. I need to cut
I
this
still have
stream.
CDs.
I need to cut this.
Okay.
Oh! Age of Sexmar.
Age of Sex Mar.
Who's on that team? All the ringers, right?
As my daughter would say, I'm embarrassed for you.
They'll be playing the Drunken Rejects.
Drunken Rejects.
That's too bad. We wanted to play the Drunken Rejects. The Drunken Rejects. Yeah.
Drunken Rejects, Jeff Brown.
Yeah, Jeff Brown's team.
Jeff Brown
Who
and
else?
friends.
Who else?
That's what I originally labeled it as in the player pack, was Jeff Brown and friends.
Okay, so last.
Last one. At last place, to be drawn last place in the tournament, Team Canhammer.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
Conquest. Oh my god, I can't see these names. Viserion. Is that right?
Viserion.
Viserion, okay. Alright, whoa. I pronounce these made up names. But Conquest all day, baby.
Conquest is the Missourian
Wait,
for
which
us.
team are you on, Hui?
I see back, bro.
Sexy back, yeah.
Oh, yeah. John, are you playing or you're just TOing?
No, I'm playing. I'm on Forbes 400. We were the only ones that got an automatic team win. Our team win on the first round.
Nice.
And if we don't win, there'll be some crazy judge rulings.
It's fine. There's 3 players on my team that do not know how to play Age of Sigmar right now.
And you're included.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This is the funny part. I'm the expert. I'm like the expert on the team. Which
Oh,
is
low
pathetic.
bar, bro.
At the low bar.
Low bar.
Weber's first game of AOS ever. I'm not talking like AOS 2. I'm talking AOS. His like only game ever was last night. Kieran played a bit of AOS 1. And Paul, I think he played like 1 game of AOS 2. That's
Okay,
it.
so here's the story. So Weber got my army from me like last week. And did he play you last night or something, Chris?
Last night I taught him how to play.
All right. Okay. Like you actually played, or you just taught him how to play?
No, we played a game and I taught him how to play. Like,
Okay. And then on Monday night, Francois is playing Will, and Will's using my army in my basement. Yeah.
he'll be using a dipped army for his tournament though.
You'd be better off using my army.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't seen your display board.
It's pretty
There we
sick.
go. All right, so we're going to do just a quick recap. So Get Fact is playing MBB. Phoenix Semi-Pro is playing Sexy Back. Conquest Regal is playing X-Planet. Forbes 400 has an easy win against the Drunken Dreadnoughts. Sword and Board Originals is playing Conquest. Age of Sixmar is playing Drunken Rejects. Canthammer is playing Conquest by Syrian. And Tri-City Rollers is playing Lords of War. So we'll get those up on the website so that everybody knows who they're playing. Everybody can get their strategies in and figure out how they're going to play. Our strategy is going to be quite simple. We are going to let Paul Jetski play all 4 of our games.
Oh, yeah.
So actually I had a quick question about scoring.
Yeah.
How does it score per round? Is it like wins per, like you have to get 3 wins or 2 wins, or is it battle points?
So it's all in the pack. So it's all in the players pack. But if you win, right? So just play the regular scenario. You win the scenario, then you get 30 points. Actually, the scoring's in the thing. I think it's either 25 or I believe it's 30 points. So you get 30 points if you win. If you get a minor win, which means you both tie on the primary objective points, and then you kill more, more points than your enemy, then you get a minor win. You get 20 points. 15 for a tie. Realistically, ties, but by the time you have the primary and the secondary, ties are virtually impossible. You can't tie. And then you get 10 points for a minor loss, and then 5 points for a major loss. There are secondary objectives. If you complete a secondary objective, you can get an additional 5 points per round. The secondary objectives are secret, so at the beginning of the round, you have you have 4 cards. They all have secondary objectives. You distribute them amongst your team, so you can if you have somebody that has, I don't know, the ability to kill monsters is one of the examples, right? Then you might give that player that secondary objective, but you can get an extra 5 points per round. But the max any individual player can score is 30 points, so a player can't get more than a major win.
So if so the 5 bonus points is for is that after you've already paired?
Yeah. So after you've paired, before the game starts, as a team, you're gonna meet or huddle, and each person's gonna take a secondary objective. But if you win your game with a major win, then you can't score the bonus 5 points. So the most an individual player can get in a round is 30 points.
Oh, that's cool. So it's more for the people that lose, they can just go for the secondary,
They can go for the secondary and get that points, right? So realistically, and the rounds cap. So each player, it's kind of similar to the old fantasy way, in that you can max out at 100 points in a round, and the bottom tier is 50. So it's not like we won a round. You don't get X number of points for winning a round. You get that battle score. So you could get one team has 90, one team has 50, both teams have 75. Like you can kind of get
you cap the top.
You cap it at the top and the bottom.
So there is you don't really win a round. You just get X number of points per round.
That's correct. Yeah.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Chris, now, what's mission number 1 for people listening?
Chris, you should max your own score and just hope for the best in the other 3.
You look this up.
Well, look it up while we talk. And then, are you guys using the BCP app? Or are you ranking the event, or how's that working?
So we are going to rank the event. It's technically an ITC major. I don't think we're going to use
team events are never majors. They're RTTs.
Okay.
Even if you have enough players.
Even if you have an average player. Okay. So if you you guys had some problems with the BCP app apparently with Canhammer Team based on the video I watched of you handing out the awards.
It'll work.
So I am hesitant to use it. So we're probably just going to use War Score and then submit the scores afterwards.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
It'll work now, but by the time it got all ironed out, by the end of it.
See, that's what I keep hearing is BCP will work, and then every event that I've ever been or seen online, it doesn't work. It crashes halfway through. So rather than
most events are fine. It's just it happens the odd time.
We use the SCSBB, no problem.
Okay.
This was just a new rollout for that.
Anyway, do whatever you want to do. It's fine. But it is ranked. Okay, and how is it being ranked? Or
how is it being ranked? So similar to what we did with Canhammer Team in the past, where if you finish first, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then second, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 type thing.
Sounds good.
So yeah.
Cool. So what is mission number 1? Did you guys look it up?
I'm trying to find it, but I was answering questions that you were.
Well, we just sitting there doing nothing.
I thought he fell asleep.
Yeah. So much air in the room, you know what I'm saying?
Partying.
We'll say that and then we'll log off. We'll just be like, and round 1 is, and then logged off.
I've almost got it here. Give me just 2 seconds.
It's like, so who's your pick to win the event overall besides your team? We'll just take you out of it. We're gonna assume that you pick yourself. What's your number 1 pick right now to win the event?
My number 1 pick to win the event. And I can't pick my own team, is what you're saying.
Of course not, because you know your team's gonna lose because they're terrible.
I can give some respect to Lords of War. Pretty good.
Is you Lords of War?
They're pretty good, savvy group. They play hard. They don't paint that well, but they play hard.
that might be fighting words. So it's game numbers.
The first battle plan is focal points.
Nice.
Ooh.
So Chris, JPound89 from Team Vizarian says they will gladly accept your immediate surrender and buy you a round of beers. Do you accept?
We can't be bought with beers. We only get bought with blood.
Well, you're going against Josh Pound. All right.
It's gonna be a hard game for us. Let's be honest. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming on and doing this.
I think Conquest. What's Raul's team? I think they're winning. I'm going with Conquest Rhaegal. I think that's it. I'm going with them.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys, and hopefully the event goes well. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And
yes. It's
But I don't get
2
last
weeks.
Next week.
If you show up in 2
It's
weeks,
next
you
week, bro.
forfeit all your games, man. It's next week.
Next week.
Well, I got tournament between now and then, so I can start 2 weeks.
Yeah, 8 days. You got 7. You got 7 days. I'll see you in 7 days.
Later, haters.
All right, guys, take it easy.